Imagine being trapped in the coldest, driest, and windiest place on Earth, with no way out and no one to help you. How would you survive? How would you cope? How would you live? This is the question that we will answer in this episode of What If? Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent on Earth. It is also the most isolated, with no permanent human settlements and only a few research stations scattered across its vast ice sheet. The average temperature in Antarctica is 49 degrees Celsius, but it can drop as low as 89 degrees Celsius in some places. The wind can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour, creating blizzards and whiteouts that reduce visibility to zero. And if that's not enough, Antarctica also has 6 months of darkness during the winter, when the sun never rises above the horizon. So how would we survive 50 hours in this frozen hell? Well, first of all, we would need to dress up really warm, really warm. According to the New York Times, we would need to wear at least 4 layers of clothes and polar boots, including long thermal underwear, 1 or 2 soft insulating layers, and a windproof outer layer with more insulation. We would also need to wear long mittens, a hat or balaclava, and a neck gaiter or scarf. And we would need to check that we're actually warm enough and don't just feel like we are, because frostbite can set in quickly and cause permanent damage to our skin and tissues. Secondly, we would need to eat plenty of calories, including fatty foods. According to Cool Antarctica, our bodies would burn up to 6,000 calories per day in Antarctica, compared to 2,000 calories in normal conditions. That's because our metabolism would increase to generate more heat and keep us alive. We would need to eat foods rich in carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, such as pasta, rice, bread, cheese, nuts, chocolate, and dried fruits. We would also need to drink plenty of water or hot drinks to stay hydrated and prevent dehydration. Thirdly, we would need to carry a full and extensive survival kit containing a tent, water, food, and stove. According to Cool Antarctica, we would never go away from a safe area without telling several people about the trip. We would also avoid exploring the wilderness or traveling too far from the station. If we got caught in a blizzard or a whiteout, we would stay put in our tent or hut and wait for the weather to clear up. We would not try to go back to the station or find our way out, because we could easily get lost or fall into a crevasse. Finally, we would need to be prepared for the psychological challenges of surviving in Antarctica. According to Cool Antarctica, living in Antarctica in the winter can be very isolating and stressful. We would have to cope with the lack of sunlight, the monotony of the environment, the boredom of the routine, and the limited social interaction. We would also have to deal with the fear of danger, the anxiety of uncertainty, and the depression of loneliness. To survive mentally, we would need to keep ourselves busy and entertained with hobbies, games, books, and movies. We would also need to stay positive and optimistic, and support each other as a team. So that's what it would take to survive 50 hours in Antarctica. It sounds like a very tough challenge, but not impossible. In fact, some people do live in Antarctica for a year or even 2 years as part of scientific research projects. They are brave and adventurous souls who have a passion for exploring the unknown and advancing human knowledge. But what if we stayed longer than 50 hours? What if we stayed for 50 days or 50 years?